Geocachamaniacs.
Geo Gearheads.
Welcome to Geo Gearheads C. This is a podcast about geocaching C. And today we're talking Randomize C. You see how I did that? C, the letter C.
I did, but this isn't Geo Gearheads C. We're well beyond that.
This is
448.
448. 4
Yes.
plus 4 equals 8. It's a math equation right in the episode number.
Is that what we were doing?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a very good, what would that be? A Chicago mobster accent?
I have no idea where that mobster's from, but they need to go back.
Yeah, that didn't work well. So
it's like the Hollywood mobster.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Aniko. Hey, let me introduce this properly. If you're new to the Geo Gearheads, welcome. This is episode 448. We are doing one of my favorite episodes, the Randomize episodes. This happens to be Randomize Roman numeral C, or it's Randomize C for Chris. So next Randomize, we'll do D for Daryl, because apparently we're just starting to work through the alphabet now.
No, that's not how it works, but I like the idea. We'll just go A all the way through Z. Then we'll start with AA and go A, B, A. Yeah.
It's for the Canadians. That's how they do the alphabet. A, A.
No.
A, B, A, C. No?
No. Yay. Well, I'm Daryl W4, and that crazy guy over there is Chris of the Northwest, who's way too into the letter C as our show today.
Hey, letter C is one of my favorite letters.
It's one of our favorite guests, who's also not on today, but we'll have back soon. And we can argue which one is the actual, original C.
Well, obviously I am.
I don't know. Do you really want to be considered the original?
I don't know. By the way, AC, that's cold.
But we've needed it around here, especially this weekend. It got pretty darn hot.
Here in the Northwest, we don't get hot. I call this the air conditioned Northwest. But we hit 90 on, I don't know, Monday, Tuesday. And I work at home. In the room I work in, there is no ventilation, right? So this is an old house. They just didn't put ventilation into that room. That's
interesting.
We don't use it as a bedroom, but boy, was it hot. So, I turn on AC in the house, take the fan, blow it in full blast to try to get all the air I can into that room. And it was one of those days I'm like, I wonder, let's see, can I go work in the basement? Can I go work? Where can I work that's not in this hot room? But
you can always go work outside.
Would have been nice.
All right. I'm going to kick it off actually tonight with the Midwest GeoBash 2020. That is the bash that wasn't. And I actually did a video. GSM times 2 says, welcome Ian. I like the video you and Daryl et al. Did. And what I had done is gone down with Renee to meet up with on a boat, Ian, and Shaved Ewok. And we actually did some caching around the fairgrounds, since there's caches that were placed. So it's all new caches for anyone that wants to do that. Did a video, which was nice because we got to talk to Ian about how that whole thing kind of went down in a very casual way while we were eating disgusting fair food. Because believe it or not, they actually had fair food.
Was it fair or was it good?
It was disgusting.
So fair food, yeah.
No, it wasn't even fair.
Oh,
I should say that's an adequate. I think I gave the fried cheesecake thing that I had like a 2. The fried peanut butter was like a 3. You know, it wasn't awful, but for something that's like fried cheesecake, you expect it to be good.
Maybe.
Maybe disgusting.
Right. Yeah.
Ian says sub fair.
Sub fair. I growing up in the Midwest, I always heard the phrase, it's fair to Midland.
And he says yes, it was. Ian says that the elephant ear was a 3 at best out of 5.
So elephant ears, how do you mess up an elephant ear?
They made it way too greasy.
Oh, no, you got to drain those things.
Yeah. If you don't drain the elephant ear properly, it's just a gooey mess, especially, it took us 10, 15 minutes to get to the, because there's no tables that you can use. They had bleachers that they had left out, so we had to get to the bleachers, and we were all sitting in weird positions so that we could get on camera and do our recording. And so by the time we actually did that, it was already a little cold, which probably contributed to it. But
GSM times 2 has the recipe here, Daryl. Fair food, save your money. Put Crisco on your finger, pour powdered sugar over it, and spread it over the roof of your mouth.
And it's probably healthier too.
Yeah. Thank you. But in case you needed to cook today, GSM times 2 has got you covered.
Cheaper and healthier.
Ooh, that could be the next episode we do. Cooking with GSM times 2.
Ooh, I like this. All right, so Scott, you're on for next week, and you're going to do your cooking tips.
Yeah, we'll make sure you can do them out in the field or the trail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, should be a fun one.
I missed this one from Ian. It says too much butter and grease. It was dripping.
It was, yeah.
Yikes.
Not good. But in any case, it was a good time. And the thing that I mentioned in the video was I really kind of liked this better because it wasn't as crazy. It was much more intimate. You got to spend time. So it's just a big caching outing. Of course, you don't get the mega event or anything like that. Sure. So, I don't want to not have the mega events, but I really enjoyed this because it gave us something to go and do and meet up, because there's no way we'd just happen to meet up without something to do.
Right.
So this is your event. So if you're, within an hour or 2, maybe 3 of the fairgrounds, this is something you might want to think about doing. And I want to say that the fairgrounds will be doing the fair food for the next few weeks. So if you want disgusting food, but actually someone in one of the comments, I think on the video, were saying that they're going to be increasing the vendors and we're going to see more better food options. And there was a pizza place that looked really, really good that, of course, we didn't try because, it looked good. It's a wood-fired pizza place. If we had done that, I'm sure I would have been much more pleased. But we had to try the disgusting food because, the disgusting food is fair food. You got to do the disgusting food. Yeah. So, nice way to get out, do something with your geocaching buddies. By doing something at the fairgrounds, it kind of gives back. So if you can, I would recommend doing something like that. If you're outside of that area, do the same thing. Connect with your friends that are a couple of hours away. See if you can connect up. Do be safe. Social distancing, all that kind of stuff. Don't travel if you're in or going to a hotspot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can and be safe about it, it's a great way to get out and kind of bust some of those blues that we're all running into for too many months now of not going, doing the caching that we wanted.
I'm so
and,
blue.
And no events.
None whatsoever.
Yeah. Which though, in the chat, Ian was asking if I'm going to Alanite's event. I'm not even sure what that is, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
So I'm going to guess no, if you don't even know what it is.
Well, I might be going to his event now that I know that it's there.
Yeah.
I actually have not been looking. It's every so often I'll get a link and it's like, oh, yeah, that's during the week. I can't go. Well.
Yeah. Isn't that true? Almost
All right.
feels.
So next thing up is the announcement of the next of our souvenir challenges. Did you actually have a chance to read up on this one, Chris?
I haven't a whole lot.
Well, I took a look at it briefly today, and it appears that this is the next version of the Mystery at the Museum.
Okay.
Nowhere near as complex this time, but we have to get wonders, and this one is called Wonders of the World. And we'll, of course, link to this in the show notes as well for anyone who wants to go check that out. But the wonders are digital stamps hidden in caches. Wonders help you fill your Wonders of the World passport, collecting them when you find and log geocaches. Search for geocaches that contain the wonders you are looking for and collect them when you log the cache beginning August 12th at noon UTC.
Nice.
So you can earn up to 3 souvenirs by finding geocaches and collecting stamps to fill your Wonders of the World passport. So those 3 souvenirs are Modern Wonders of the World, Ancient Wonders of the World, and the World Explorer. So,
Okay.
Wonders of the World will be ongoing and will not end till at least December 31st, 2020. So they're leaving this one open-ended.
Nice.
There's no deadline yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually talk about COVID-19 in the announcement or FAQ or whatever on this one. So they're definitely keeping their eye on that. And I would not be surprised that if they extend it a little bit.
Okay.
But they say, note, you have to collect all of the modern wonders before you can start collecting ancient wonders.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to collect all the modern wonders to unlock the ancient wonders.
At which point then that unlocks, or you become the World Explorer.
Right. So really you're working toward 2 souvenirs is the way that I read this. And then you'll get the 3rd souvenir for free.
Mm-hmm.
So events and adventures will not have wonders assigned to them, at least not yet.
Well, I can see events, yes. Not having that, but
yeah. Well, I would like to see the events have it. Maybe not right now. And I think that might be the change is, or the reason is that right now they don't want to encourage people to go to events.
Mm-hmm.
So
should we read off some of the wonders? In case you're wondering what the wonders may be?
Yeah, go ahead.
The modern wonders are the Great Wall of China, Petra, Christ the Redeemer, Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, Roman Colosseum, and the Taj Mahal. And Daryl, just like you said, this is going to work very similar to Mystery at the Museum. You're going to use the geocaching app, and we'll wonder if it's still only the geocaching app. But the geocaching app to go and you can sort your geocaches by the wonder you need. So in case you're wondering what wonder, you can go to the app and you can search on the wonder that you're wondering about.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed we didn't get the API on this one yet, but I haven't seen for sure that you don't. So you're going to, at least for now, have to use the geocaching app or the website to get to it. And Ian had said he's not a fan of the open-endedness, which I kind of concur. I'd like to have a deadline.
Yes, I agree. That does kind of put some emphasis on it, make you want to go out. But at the same time, the country is so different the way they're dealing with COVID.
It's not just this country. It's
that's true.
A global thing.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the states here in America. See, yeah. I was so ethnocentric. I'm sorry. But, let's say that some of the flyover states like Nebraska, right? They might be already at stage 3, stage 4, as far as opening up, where here in Seattle, we may be dropping back down to stage or phase 1. So it has to be a little open-ended, because it's not, I hate to say it's not fair, but
Yeah.
you've got to keep it open-ended, and you've got to give people time, because what if you're in a high risk group? You don't want to spend your days thinking, boy, if I don't go out and get this now, and that kind of drives you to go out, and then you end up getting sick. Well, that's no good.
Right. Well, and who knows if there's some wave that hits in another week and all of a sudden they have to shut down caching for an entire country again.
Yeah.
So
And that's no good. So I completely understand the open-endedness of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the right thing to do. However,
yeah, and Ian was saying that it does feel like it's watering down the events more than they already were, or the souvenirs, which I totally get. But I'd rather have them say, hey, this is running at least through this date. So if they have to extend it, it's not oh man, I worked all this time to get it and now I can't.
mm-hmm.
But, a month from the end, I would expect to say, okay, this is actually going to end, or no, we're going to extend it.
Do you want me to read the statement about COVID-19 in the
Sure.
release? It says, as the coronavirus 2019, the COVID-19 situation is evolving rapidly around the world, we encourage geocachers to follow the most current guidance from public health authorities when choosing how to participate in events such as geocaching. Your health and safety are the top priority. Our goal is to have a promotion that is both fun and safe. As such, we will continue to make adjustments as needed so that the promotion is inclusive as possible. There.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was lovely.
And by the way, you can do this in conjunction with Memory Lane.
Yeah, because Memory Lane runs through the end of the year as well.
Mm-hmm.
On a different note, GT Buzz 82 says that another mega event bites the dust. Jackson County, Georgia Mega and the GPS Maze are both postponed until September 5th of 2021.
Bummer.
And Ian confirms that there are no more mega events in the US this year. Kind of expected, but sad. And then on the Memory Lane, Just Finding Our Way says that he's got almost 2,700 points on the Memory Lane promo. I haven't looked, but I've got all of my souvenirs for that.
I'm right there with you. I've got all my souvenirs, and then I kind of stopped looking.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had done. Why bother when you've got it?
Yeah, and it's going to be disappointing. Let's see.
Your account?
Ooh, do I even want to say?
Yeah,
242.
Ooh, that's not too bad though. I have to actually go and look. Which I'm not even logged into.
GSM times 2 has just almost one more than I do. He's got 221, and I've got 242. So it's almost the same.
I like that math. Do you think my bank will take that?
All
right.
Finding Our Way has almost 2,700. Well, I'm on my way to 2,700.
335. And we have 157 days left as of recording.
Okay.
And congratulations, you have completed your trip down memory lane.
I really liked the.
Does that mean we can't talk about it anymore?
No. No. I was going to say I really like the graphic for Memory Lane. It reminds me of the board game Life.
Well, and that was the whole point, I'm sure. And I like the coin too. The coin was kind of cool because it was that like board. Yeah, and if you didn't notice, the Wonders of the World button is already on that badge too, so you can already start staring at it, going, "Why can't I do anything yet?"
At least you can see what you're supposed to collect in 12 days, 10 hours, and 29 minutes from recording.
Well, it doesn't really have that in there.
That's true. You're right. It just lets you know it's coming.
Oh, hey, RG says that New York will allow up to 50 with social distancing and masks starting on August 1st.
Oh, nice.
Meanwhile, out here in Michigan, we've started rolling back the phases because the cases are going up. And now we're back down to only 10 people in an indoor gathering.
GSM times 2 says in Southern California, our local reviewers just retracted all events through August.
Which
So
is
if you
why
want to go
I'm...
to an event, apparently you have to go to Michigan, or I'm sorry, you have to go to New York.
Yeah.
And keep it less than 50 people. So post your will attend if you're driving from California so that you make sure you're in the 50.
And I am just sitting on my community event, not willing to touch it.
You know, I really feel that they'll extend those if, you know.
Well, they have already extended it to next year, I believe it is. Let me see.
True? Are you telling me the truth here, Daryl?
I believe so. Well, don't forget, they were originally good through the end of next year, or through the end of this year.
End of this year. Yeah.
So I think when they retracted and extended it, it went through the end of next year.
And that's exactly what On a Boat says. End of 2021 is the deadline for community events.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Our awesome research department.
Yes. It's so nice to have one.
He also says that only 2 people live in Michigan, so our events are fine.
Oh, okay.
We'll never break the limit.
So just
see, the problem is, but the problem is On a Boat, everyone from Ohio comes up to do our events because our events are better than the Ohio events.
Not true. Not true.
Oh, RG says it's a $1,000 fine. I assume that's in New York if you're caught not following the rules. Here, it's a $500 fine for not wearing a mask.
Interesting.
On a Boat says half true statements. All right, let's move on to one that actually came to us first from LNN. I keep trying to say radio, but it's Railroad. Who pointed us to the fact that the Garmin Connect service had gone offline. So I found a Mac Rumors article about this, and it says, and I'm just going to read, Garmin has been hit by a ransomware attack that encrypted the smartwatch maker's internal servers, forcing it to shut down its call centers, website, and Garmin Connect service, which users rely on to sync their activity via the mobile app. In messages shared on Twitter, the company apologized to users and gave details on the extent of the forced shutdown. The attack also affected Garmin's aviation database service, Fly Garmin, which supports aviation navigational equipment and some production lines in Asia, according to ZDNet.com. Officially, Garmin has not referred to the outage as a result of a ransomware attack, but company employees have since taken to Twitter and described it as such. Taiwanese news site iThome published an internal memo from Garmin's IT department to its Taiwanese-based factories announcing 2 days of maintenance on Friday and Saturday, which sources told the website was down to a virus.
Interesting.
So ransomware is apparently still out there.
Oh, big numbers.
Well, it's been diminishing because you can do so much easier attacks through so many other ways that it just hasn't been paying off. So people have moved on to the other stuff. Now that we've gotten past the hysteria over COVID-19 and people are being a little bit more careful again, I think we're going to get back to ransomware.
Well, ransomware and phishing have gone up by at least 600% since March when people started working at home.
Well, the phishing is the one that I've always, or that I've been hearing a lot about. And I've heard different numbers on that one too. But the COVID lures, which is what they call the thing that makes you open it, is the lure. But the COVID lures were the big one, and those were just off the charts. And some of them were just insanely stupid that I was seeing. And one of them was that they used it as example in the Proofpoint webinar that I was in. I don't like you. I have COVID. I'm going to give you COVID unless you send me Bitcoin.
Oh, okay.
And the worst part is they actually tracked people paying into that account.
Well, did you see the big Twitter hacks a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
Send me $1,000 in Bitcoin and I'll make sure you get 2,000 back. And, nobody's going to believe this, right? But dollars?
It's insane that people actually buy into this stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we've had a number of these things that get caught in our Proofpoint filter, but a few of them get through. The things that people fall for, though, on our end have been on Facebook and LinkedIn. So if you can avoid LinkedIn, especially, has been a bad one for the BECs. The what does it stand for? Business Email Compromise. Is that what that stands for?
Sure.
But in any case, the ones where they target businesses, and they'll send like fake invoices and get you to, change payment information, all that kind of stuff. And that's been moving to LinkedIn. And then, of course, Facebook, they mine for information to do it. So that's where we're running into our issues now. Email is not foolproof, but people don't trust email like they trust Facebook and LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And the worst part is there's almost no filtering on those services.
Yes.
So be careful. Don't do anything stupid.
And well, what they're doing is they're hoping that people are at home and they're distracted. Their child needs lunch. There's a barking dog. What you would normally just lean over and say, "Hey, Bill, did you just send an email about this invoice?" You can't quite do that. And so you go, well, he must have sent it. I'll just go ahead and pay it.
Yeah. RG says his son's grandson was in jail and needed to send money to get him out. Mind you, his son is 20.
Ooh.
So that would be kind of challenging.
I'm in jail in Mexico or something.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that they've been talking about also jumping up are the out of band attacks. So what they'll do is send an email from, like the president of the company to someone in finance that says, hey, they'll forward this whole chain with this lawyer or something that says, hey, we need to wire this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you're going to get a call from the lawyer. I've given him your number, but wait until he calls. We need to confirm this amount. When he calls, wire it to, and he'll give you the information.
Mm-hmm. So
people think this is legit. They get this call from someone they've never heard before. And okay, hey, I'm going to wire you this money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, Daryl, should we talk about something a little more down to earth?
No.
Or not down to earth at all? Let's talk about Mars.
Mars. Okay. The candy?
Greek god of war?
I was going to say the candy bar.
Oh, the candy bar is better. Or what about a red planet? It's actually the second smallest in the galaxy.
Let's go back to the candy bar.
Okay.
It tastes better.
What's in a Mars bar?
I couldn't even tell you.
I know it's dark chocolate.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I might actually have to try one then. I like dark chocolate.
And then other things. It probably has nougat, which defies science as we know it.
Okay.
That's what nougat is. Hey, maybe you could get some deep fried nougat at the fair.
They did not have that.
Okay.
They might now because they've been expanding. just like your waistline does
I was
when you
going
go.
to say, it's as the same as everybody who's eaten there. Well, anyway, Mars and NASA. Did you know NASA launched a probe? Was it yesterday? The 30th. Today. This morning.
Okay.
Well,
I
not
knew that
probe,
they
they launched a rover to Mars.
yeah, I knew that they had launched another mission.
Yeah. And geocaching.com is part of that mission.
Ooh.
What, you may ask? Did you
What?
know that on the Mars rover there's a tracking code? It's a travel bug.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now, you're not going to be able to log it until you see that tracking code sometime in February 2021.
Okay.
Now, how's this for a tease, right? We've got to wait
Right.
over a year. The tracking code is on Watson's camera's calibration target. So once Perseverance, that's the rover, lands on Mars, the camera will take a picture of the tracking code itself and send that picture back to Earth.
Huh.
You can log the rover by finding the code in that picture.
GSM times 2 says that the launch was impressively smooth.
Yeah. And, for the size of rover they've launched up there, which is about the size of a go-kart, my dad, we watched it, and there he's going, man, they're making these rockets smaller and smaller. Yeah, everything's getting smaller, Dad. Anyway, so yeah, it's going to take about 7 months for it to get to Mars. And
that's not bad. I thought it was longer than that.
Well, I don't know if you've been following any of the aerospace or space launch, what's going on, but right now, every 26 months, the Earth and Mars are the closest they're going to be, obviously for 26 months. Right. So several space agencies are launching vehicles to Mars.
Tupper says that the Mars arrival is February 18th of 2021.
They might hit some traffic, with the European Space Agency and China, and sometime in February.
Okay. And the GSM times 2 says in its original British version, the bar consists of caramel and nougat coated with milk chocolate, developed to resemble the American chocolate bar known as the Milky Way.
Ah. I like that.
Ian wants to know how we cannot fly to Mars in 3 days by now.
Because you have no idea how long it is.
I was going to say physics.
Yeah. I don't know. I love these kind of things. And there's actually going to be there's a microphone on board this rover. So we're going to hear what Mars sounds like. So when the Martians come up and try to steal little bits off of them, we can hear what they're saying.
When they steal the tires.
Yeah. I
read something, I think, about there being a drone on this one.
Yes.
So they're actually going to take to the air.
Dual rotor drone. It's going to take, and they're going to look for other spots to land.
The Europeans missed the window. They have to wait for another 26 months.
Ooh.
And the UAE also sent an orbiter in this round.
Yeah. That's a bummer for the Europeans. Sorry. We'll meet you there.
Yeah, they haven't been having the best of luck, as I can tell, with their launches. So most of them are actually the launches by the Russians for their satellites.
Right. This orbiter is going to land in what they assume is a delta, like a river delta.
Oh.
In a large crater that they, had an inlet and an outlet, and they assumed it was filled with water at one time. And it's going to take samples, core samples, and then it's going to put them in little plastic tubes and drop them off. So it's littering as it goes along. We'll need to send up another rover to do CETO to pick these things up. But they're going to sit up there until another mission can come and collect them and bring them back.
Mars is 60.69 million miles from the Earth, 20 million miles a day. That's beyond hyperspace speed.
I don't know. How fast did the Millennium Falcon go?
I don't know. I'm not even sure what a parsec is.
It's a measure.
Isn't that what they? Yeah. But isn't that what they measured their speed in?
Yes, they made the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs, which is a measure of distance, not time, as it was supposed.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Now I remember why that was so weird.
Good one, Genies.
Nice.
Maybe that's what geocaching is do. They're going to pre-populate Mars with geocaches. So when the cachers get there, they'll have something to find.
Well, the problem is the satellites don't work, so they're going to have to do them as letterboxes.
Okay. Oh, GSM times 2. You're good. You know, that crater wasn't filled with water. It was filled with milk chocolate and nougat. And
that's why they can't find the water.
Yeah. And, it's just the nougat that's left right now. And it defies science. So they have to send a rover to try to analyze what the nougat is. I can't believe we're doing this. Why are we talking about nougat on a geocaching show?
All right. Tupper, I think you need to get in touch with Ian. He says he should work for NASA and he'd save some time.
Okay. Oh, man, we got good people.
Yeah, Wet Coaster says parsec equals the distance from the Earth to the sun.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Which I'm not sure what that is.
Well, it's a parsec, obviously.
It's more than this big.
Well, yeah.
I can tell you that part.
And, the Kessel Run had to do 12 parsecs because they had to go around this. I don't know what the name of the spot was in space. And Han decided he could go through it.
Ian says that he's amused by the idea of digging in Mars dirt and bringing Mars things back to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Tupper says, no, parsec is how far an object would be if it shifts its angle on sky by an arc set over 6 months. I don't know what I just read.
I can read all those words. I don't understand the meaning behind them.
Yeah.
Oh, is it an arc second?
The sun to Earth distance is 1 AU. See, and I thought that was an Australian dollar.
No, that's gold. AU.
And Jay Finch says letterboxes for Martians.
Ooh.
Oh
boy. Okay.
So much fun though.
So anyway,
let's move on to let's move on to the third GPS 3 satellite, and that's actually going into orbit now. Actually, it's already in orbit, I guess. Yeah, because it says after a successful launch on June 30th, the third Lockheed Martin built GPS 3 satellite headed into orbit under its own propulsion. The satellite separated from its rocket and used onboard power to climb to its operational orbit, approximately 12,550 miles above the Earth. So, yeah, that's another geocache we can't find.
Yeah, well, no, it's going to help us find more geocaches.
It will help us find other caches, so yes.
Doesn't that seem odd that the satellite was deployed not at its optimum orbit and that it had to use its own power to climb to the operational orbit?
I thought that's the way they've been doing those. The satellite pretty much is just there to get it up beyond the atmosphere and into a low gravity orbit, and then they have to test it and then move it up. And I'm sure we have someone in the chat who can actually tell us more about that, but I believe from some of the stuff that I had heard, that was in part to better avoid damaging other satellites and putting more junk into functional orbits.
I can't imagine all that's up there.
Well, I think the rockets actually, if they don't burn them up in the atmosphere, they're actually retrieving them like SpaceX does.
Right. Tupper Hyde says an arc second is 1/60th of an arc minute, which is 1/60th of a degree. And
which is also not a measurement of time.
no, that's a measurement of not. I guess it's distance, isn't it? Well, it depends at what point. I don't know. 1 parsec is approximately 2,000 or 206,265 light years. No, not light years. AU.
That's the distance between the Earth and the Sun.
Yeah. Or 3.26 light years, according to the Google machine. I mean, it's Google. You gotta trust it.
Only as far as you could throw it.
I'm sorry, these are really good tonight. Starcasher says the best way to discover water on Mars, as we all know, water always accumulates in small sealed containers.
Oh, that is awesome. Ian also says he'd love to throw the Google machine.
Yeah.
Remember when they actually had the like one rack mount yellow boxes that you could buy for your own data center to index your intraweb?
No, I don't remember those.
Oh, those were funny. I kind of wanted one just because it was a yellow 1U unit. That was like in the late 90s, early 2000s, I guess. Does that sound about right?
I was overseas at that time.
Man. I wonder if we can actually find a picture of it.
Well, while you're looking for that, I'm going to talk about another yellow thing.
You are?
Yeah. According to Engadget, you put this in here, so it's up to you, Daryl.
Oh, that's not yellow, really.
Well, yeah, it is.
Well, okay, Pac-Man is yellow, yes.
Pac-Man edition of Monopoly includes a mini arcade game. So, Monopoly makes so many editions. And they came out with a Pac-Man edition for its 40th anniversary. Can you believe Pac-Man is 40 years old?
I really can't.
Wow. It includes a digital banking unit that doubles as a mini arcade game to play wherever you go, whenever you pass go. Ooh, do you get extra money if you, complete a level and get all the fruit?
Probably.
You'll play for points instead of cash in Monopoly Arcade Pac-Man, and you can earn some more through the mini games on the banking unit. You can use your points to buy levels, aka properties. Each player will have a plastic arcade coin they can insert into the banking unit to check their points, buy or steal levels, and pay rent, as well as the mini games. And there, Daryl, is your favorite yellow box.
Yes, for those of you who are watching, this is the Google search appliance as shown at the RSA conference in 2008. So there is a page on Wikipedia with
Google search appliance.
More information
for that.
Yeah. Well, and I've got to find this.
It's weird being reminded that 1980 was 40 years ago. Sheesh.
I know. Oh, they also had a blue one, apparently. All right, I got to share.
Each color of the letters in Google.
Yeah, I only remember the yellow one, but check those out.
Ooh, so googly.
Google. Yummy Googles. But wouldn't you want one of those things in your rack?
Do you? Yeah. You remember when, Google was just a new search engine? I don't know if I trust this.
Yeah. We're all just going to stick with Alta Vista.
Yeah. Hey, what about Ask Jeeves?
What about it?
I don't know. What happened to Jeeves? Poor Jeeves.
Wow. I love these things though. They were just very cool with the yellow front with all the vents. Sorry. Geeking out over hardware. Yeah, that's what we do because we're gearheads.
I know. Well, that's what we're supposed to do here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Firewalls are red, so you can have multicolored devices now.
Yeah. Anyway, so back to Pac-Man.
I'm done with Pac-Man.
You're done with Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I was going to show the picture.
Oh, go ahead.
This again just looks like fun, and I kind of want one for my collection.
Do you collect
maybe
Monopoly games or Pac-Man games?
Kind of neither, but I have more Pac-Man or more Monopoly than I do Pac-Man. But it's kind of one of those things I want to put like on the shelves behind me.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be the ghost in Monopoly, in Pac-Man Monopoly?
Ooh, chased by all the Pac-Men?
Well, or chasing the Pac-Man.
Ooh. It is a blue ghost, isn't it?
It is. It's the light blue ghost, which I think means that. Tupper says that the inventor of Miss Pac-Man is a big-time geocacher.
Yes, he is.
Yep, and that was a retired guy who we actually had on the show.
Maybe we should bring him back to talk once more.
Yeah, I've tried to actually contact him a few times about doing another show, and
maybe he's
schedules. Schedules don't usually align, so hopefully we'll get him back on, but it will probably be a while.
Nice.
Although, you know what, I should probably hit him up now because he's probably not traveling as much.
Ooh, good point. I was trying to look for my edition of Monopoly. Here it is. It's the collector 50th anniversary.
Oh.
Let's see if I can bring up a full open image in a new tab. Comes in a metal case with double the amount of money and wooden pieces.
Nice. I like those old wooden pieces. They were nice.
Yeah.
The newer ones I don't think were as nice.
So,
you know what? I think I might have that one too.
So yeah, it comes with metal figures to move and then wooden houses and twice the amount of money. So it's really nice because you know how quickly you can run out of 500s.
Yeah. And Ian says, what if Google Home was called Google Search Appliance? Would people still buy it?
Yes.
I would think that it would reduce the number of buyers.
What if it was the Google listening appliance? Would people still buy it? Probably.
Probably. That might actually do better than the search appliance.
Oh, that's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
People do.
And GSM times 2 says that Google once said, we are going to just concentrate on our search engine and drop everything else. He thinks they lied.
They didn't lie at the time. But look at all the things that Google has created. And then, let die. Like, Google Hangouts on Air.
Yeah. I was going to say, they probably did hang on to their search engine. They were talking about that search appliance.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just knocked everything else off the desk.
Oh.
So they weren't lying. They did exactly what they said.
So are those search appliances what they're putting out all around the world in the network operating centers?
Oh, I hope not. Those things were so old.
No, but they do new ones.
I don't think they build that hardware anymore, but they do build their own servers.
Yeah, they do.
Which, among other things, are supposed to be taking to the ARM and getting rid of the Intel stuff. Unfortunately, or fortunately, that seems to be a trend. Which
That's
is
right.
not a topic for this show because it has nothing to do with geocaching.
Oh, oops.
Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my, oh, my, oh, my.
Hey, Daryl, we've had fun going down 40 years of memory lane with Pac-Man from the 80s.
Yeah, and then we had 20 years of geocaching.
And
like 30 years of Google.
And 30 years of Google. So you're welcome, people.
Or we're sorry. One of the two. We're not sure which.
And then there's the great Google product, Ingress.
Yeah, which is still going. It's lost a little bit of steam.
The Aussie geocacher. Well, hello, Craig. Good day, mate. It's still running hot here. Well, they're in the winter, though. We're running hot here.
Well, no, Ingress is running hot.
Oh, okay.
And that's because it really does chew up your processor cycles and battery and everything.
Hmm?
So your phone gets really hot.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's talking about.
And it's got to do extra processing because it's got to turn everything around for Australia.
Right. Well, everything's upside down, so it has to flip it.
Yeah.
Everything's 180 degrees on the head.
Oh, and that's why it's running hot, because it's running 180 degrees.
Right.
Gotcha.
Wet Coaster says he's taking part in an IFS on Saturday. I think that's essentially their version of Community Days. For Pokemon Go and Harry Potter, I think is still called Community Days. And geocaching vlogger asked if we talked about the Wonders of the World souvenir promo yet. And yes, we did. That was the very first topic we mentioned and went way too long on, I'm sure.
Well, and then we got distracted with Pac-Man and Monopoly.
Oh. This is why it's running hot. Jay Finch says it's a hand warmer.
And
so it's a feature, not a bug.
Right. That's just turn on the hand warmer function. It's just an on and off toggle.
Yikes. All right. I think for the safety of all involved, we should wrap this one up.
Yes. Just in case you wanted to know, like I did, IFS is Ingress first Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember those. Thank you. All right. So with that, check the Caching Maniacs website at cachingmaniacs.com for more on the Geo Gearheads, including show notes for this and all of our episodes. We love hearing from our listeners, so leave us feedback by emailing geogearheads@cachingmaniacs.com or through social media. Your support helps keep the Caching Maniacs shows coming. Please consider becoming a patron through the link on our website to support the Caching Maniacs shows. Geo Gearheads is produced by Chris Suffenauer and Daryl Wanberg. This show is copyright 2020 by Daryl Wanberg. All rights reserved.
Cash with a Cash Maniac.